funny thing is, he and other dogs that I've noticed when they do like the downward dog and their butthole is sticking up at you, sometimes, sometimes if you if
Great way
you
to start a live
if
podcast.
yeah, exactly. Well, it's just starting. But the
So
funny
you know
thing,
when your dog's butthole is looking at you?
so the thing is, what did you just do prior to the dog doing that? And if you do this a few times and the dog does this, then maybe the dog is saying you're a jerk. Or maybe
Your
kiss it,
ass.
Whoville, that kind of a thing.
We just got her like a week before or 2 weeks before this whole thing happened.
Yeah, yeah.
So she doesn't even know a world where we're not home all the time.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so it's just me and
True.
Holly home with the dog all the time, and then she's like, she's not going to be used to us not being here.
This is now her norm. What she
Yeah,
knows. Yeah, and
and
it's so
now when
cool.
we go back to normal and we have to go back to work, it's
Yeah,
going to be weird.
I know. There's going to
Like
be
retraining her.
there's going to be separation anxiety, and it's going to be at a higher. I think I mean, it's going to be on a obviously on like probably on a global scale,
Yeah,
because
I
norm.
mean we're
Yeah.
working on that. We're working on that by putting her in, like she's got a gate in the kitchen, which is back here behind me,
Right.
and then
Hmm.
the bedroom is up in front of me, and there's another room over there. So we like keep her in her place most of the time,
Right.
even when we're home, so that she knows like, all right, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's cool because and then have you guys gone out and like walked with the dog, walked down the block, those kind of things,
Yeah,
just to
walking down the block. There's a nice like bike
yeah,
path right over here
yeah.
that's really secluded. So
That's cool.
yeah,
That's cool. Hey everybody, Chuck here from Viper Studios and Unit 3 Live. I got two special guests here. We got Steve DeAngelis, who was just on the prior podcast, and then we have Rizzo on the Move, Joe Rizzo, joining us. Obviously, we're on a satellite uplink out of our exclusive studios, which we call our houses, like the rest of the world. Hey, but really, I got to give a shout out to everybody who is still going to work, and it's everyone from EMS to medical professions to the cops to people in the department stores, the supermarkets, the guys and the gals who are driving the merchandise, produce back and forth from just just from the distribution centers to the local markets and then everybody else, right? It's really and those people who are keeping their doors open, hardware stores, things like that. It's incredible that um, they're doing it, and none of them are complaining. They're doing it because I mean it's good for business in the sense where it's more supporting what people are trying to do now. They're all home, but
Mhm.
it's really neat how I mean I don't see any pandemonium, right? I just see people still calm, still willing to learn and understand what the hell's going on, but also work with their neighbors, work with or meet their neighbors, study, share, post things, and not go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're all in
Yeah.
different areas now. Like the three of us specifically are in different places, so we're seeing different things. Like, how is it down in Virginia right now?
It's well again so last time talked to you, I mentioned the last 4 days we've had like 80 plus degree weather. So what did I do? I got seeds, and I for one day I de-weeded and expanded the garden, and then the next day I finished it and then started planting the seeds, right? And and now today we have rain, which is fantastic because I didn't water the lawn. I knew something was going to come. I knew the weather was going to change. So now we're like in probably like in the 60s, 60 degrees, and it's kind of chilly after like we had like I think close to 90 degrees yesterday. My scalp is burnt in the back a little bit, you know. But the cool thing is, warmer the weather is, um, and if this thing does not like warm weather, then I think we listen. We need summer. We need. I hope we have elevated. Well, I shouldn't say this. I'm joking. Like if we had elevated levels of heat throughout the globe, right? It just burns. It just kills that virus, and then we don't have to worry about
Global
it.
warming.
Well,
We need to
yeah.
warm the globe.
But I tell you what, Joe, you got your wish because a 500,000 school buses are off the road, which is one thing that pollutes a lot of the air. Although they said years ago that diesel was a lot cleaner than you know un, unleaded type vehicles.
They
But
say a lot.
Yeah, but the cool thing is also that there's less air travel, right? So we're seeing bluer skies, but I did see a few planes that shot by, and of course, they're leaving the trails. So I don't know if it is chemtrailing, if they just has the stuff in the fuel, and they're just flying. But I have noticed that the air quality is a little different. It just seems like it's less congested, less stinky.
Yeah, I haven't been to Manhattan. I wonder what it's like over there if it smells any different.
I
Must
mean,
be.
I live around the corner from LaGuardia Airport. Um, I don't know. I haven't seen a difference.
No,
No.
do you hear less planes?
Yeah, I hear less planes. I also live like on the corner where Con Edison is.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like the power plant is literally down the block.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I definitely there's a lot of noise pollution from there,
Gotcha.
just because it's loud.
Whoa.
We have another person joining us.
No, that was my computer, I think.
Oh, just
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I got a Facebook message from someone who I'm going to speak to
yeah.
tomorrow.
So the cool thing is though, like locally where you are, Steve, because you're really you're in more of a congested area. Plus, you also have Manhattan just over the river. You're closer to that proximity wise. Um, maybe right now you're not going to smell it because we're too low to the ground to smell it. To smell to smell less exhaust, whatever, polluted air. But when you're at higher elevations, technically the pollution will rise and it'll just carry over and it'll keep going. So, but we're in a valley. We're in a valley here in Roanoke, and the hills around us, the mountains around us. Some of them are up, I think, around like a little over 3,000 feet. And so, but we're in kind of like Las Vegas also. So we get the fog or whatever, the smog kind of sets in where we are, and it doesn't really move unless there's a major storm that comes up and over that pushes it all out. But I have to say though, like today, you can see obviously there's more moisture in the air, so there's um, moisture particles in the air. But 2 days ago, I mean, it was clear. It was nice, and but it's quieter, and I'm driving around this area because this area, again, not that many. It's not as congested as like Long Island, in other places, Astoria and Manhattan, but it is actually. I mean, it's really really quiet, and you can hear people talking like 600, 700 feet away from you. That's how far it carries.
Wow.
So I'm wondering if in New York City, I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to hear someone talking 600 feet from you, but it probably is that much quieter in New York City, just overall, besides
Yeah,
the
I mean,
sirens.
there's portions of the city, especially Midtown, that are pretty much a ghost town right now. It's crazy to see the images of Times Square and near Penn Station with no people.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of cool to maybe even fly drones through the city.
Oh, that's how people
They
hang
get
out with each other.
shot down.
Would that be? Was that? Oh, we get shot down?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it gets shot down or if you get a massive fine, but it is not legal to do that.
Oh, I just thought you stand at the top of one of the buildings and you just kind of like fly it around the whole block, and you just have you have races.
I saw this guy who was walking his dog with his drone because he wasn't allowed to go out.
Yeah,
So he was walking his dog with his drone.
he had
That's
the leash attached to the drone.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Is it a small dog?
Yeah, little dog.
Little dog.
Imagine like the drone like malfunctions, just carries the dog.
It'd be a pretty massive drone though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Delivery drone. It'll be an Amazon drone that was camouflaged to be.
I'm
like
watching the news right now.
What are they
Breaking news. They're saying we might have to be 27 feet away from each other
What?
instead of 6 feet.
Wow.
27.
Yeah, they calculated 27.
Good God. Well, the thing is,
Coronavirus can't go 28 feet. It could only go 27.
well, the thing is, they're every day they're finding out newer things, right?
Yeah.
I guess someone is in a chamber where they sneeze and they probably see how far the particles float.
I mean, that sounds like it would make sense. I bet you they don't even do that.
I
It's
you
a
think
27-foot one.
you think it was a randomly generated number?
Yeah, I think they were like 6.
Yeah, it was more just like a public control thing. It's like, all right, they tell everyone if you stay 6 feet apart, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh yeah, we're good. But now they're like, people are not adhering to this at all. Did you see the medical ship that just docked in New York City?
Yeah, yeah. I saw. I didn't see it dock.
People
Yeah.
crowded around the dock, just waiting for it to come. They're just watching it come in. Hundreds of people.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Next to each other. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Next to each other.
I also don't get. I don't get like how how like every day there's a press conference now, right? I don't get why at these press conferences they don't have to socially distance, like the president.
The president and his cabinet.
They're all right next to each other.
But the press, the press is all separated.
All press. The press is like, I don't get why they not human? They don't need to socially distance.
You know what's going to happen? Eventually, it's going to be 50 feet apart, and then everyone's going to be on their cell phone. Mr. President, I have a question to ask you.
I want to see Trump at his house, like in his pajamas, but like doing a press conference.
He'll be behind the window. He'll be like, "Can't hear you. Can't."
That's what I want to see.
Listen, I think we all just want we want the latest evidence, the latest truth, so that we can digest it, right, and move on for the next couple hours until the next.
I just want everyone to stay home so that we can go back to normal.
But the thing is, if you stay home, let's say you stayed home for 30 days, you never got out. Someone else went and got the food, or they got the food and they dropped it off at your front door. Mm-hmm. Did you over quarantine yourself?
Oh, I mean, it's impossible to stay home 24/7. But I mean, like, I go to the grocery store once a week, and I come back, and then I walk the dog. I don't go near other people. Like, just do that, Go outside, enjoy the fresh air. It's good for you.
I'm with
Don't hug your neighbor.
Yeah, yeah. Because, Nicholas, my son and I, we went down to, like, one of those walks around the river over here. And obviously couples are next to each other, or the people are riding bicycles. They're just, doing their normal thing. So like I said, down here, we're like 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the fact of what was going on in New York, where they actually started shutting down things. Maybe 2 weeks. And so but again, New York, I think, is the role model for the rest of the world or for the rest of the United States to see, not to panic. And to hear the stuff that was going on with certain governors saying, "Hey, New Yorkers, you can't come here or you got to self-quarantine yourself just because you're from, the epicenter." But the thing is, there's millions of people. So wherever there's going to be large dwelling of people, you're going to have the higher numbers. You know what I mean? So I understand.
Yeah, it's impossible everyone's on top of each other here.
Yeah. And
I don't live 50 feet away from my nearest neighbor, let alone,
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to move, Steve. You have to move out now.
Yeah, I would go back to my parents' house when my grandma's there. She just had surgery. I don't want to spray anything to her.
Yeah. So someone I was talking to downtown here, and he said that over the winter, there was a lot of respiratory issues that was taking place here in Roanoke, and he thinks that it was already here. It was already here last year. People were had flu symptoms. People had symptoms of it, and they just got better, right? And there was no scare. Nothing shut down. Everything was cool. And now, still, I think as of today, I haven't seen any reports. But apparently, Roanoke, Virginia, there has been no coronavirus. People coming down with it. No one died of it yet. Obviously, there's people here in Virginia that have, but the numbers are it's absent still over here, and people are still going to the market. There's not a lot of people in the stores, which is really, really, it's kind of not eerie, but it almost seems like one of those days where it's after the holiday, and nobody wants to go out.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it seems like. Yeah. But it's like every day. It's like every day. So, I was helping out. I was buying groceries, trying to help out, family and stuff like that. And then finally, my dad was like, "Dude, I'm 86 years old. You need to stay away from me." I'm like, "Dad, I don't have it." He's like, "Stay away, 6 feet." He's like pushing his arm out. You got to stay this way, this many feet away from me. And so I was like, "Yeah, you know what? My dad's now starting to worry, And I wasn't really worried about it because I feel good. I have no problems, no symptoms. But then I was like, dude, take it serious because it's not about you. It's about other people.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you may not have symptoms, but you may be a carrier. You don't want to give it to someone who then is at risk and could get it. If you're 86 and you get that disease, It's not good news.
No, no, not
And
at
like
all.
they're getting to the point here in New York City, at least, where the guy who lives downstairs below me he works at a hospital. He's a nurse,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
he was like, they're gonna have to start to choose like who's getting respirators and who's getting care. It's getting to that level. He's like, if you're 80 years old, that's the logic. You're kind of shit out of luck. Where the 20-year-old is gonna get the respirator, not the 80-year-old.
I know, and they can't share it. They can't like split the tube.
I mean, I don't know how that works. I don't think so, but
It's crazy. It's crazy.
they're trying to get as many respirators and stuff here, but like hospitals are running out of room. They brought in that ship that's going to hold 1,000 people that has
Yeah.
1,000 hospital beds in it, and that's for regular healthy people that have to go to the hospital.
Right, right.
So all the hospitals are going to become coronavirus places. My mom works at a medical facility that may be taken over by the government, and they may start sending healthy patients there, just for like routine things or regular operations that they don't want to do in a hospital. Like my grandma had a heart valve replaced a couple of weeks ago, right when this thing had just started, and they kept her in the hospital for like 18 hours after, and then sent her right home. They're like, "Go recover at home. We don't want you to be here."
Right, right.
Her surgery had been scheduled for this week. She probably wouldn't be doing it at the hospital. It'd be at another outpatient facility or something.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's something, especially after a procedure like that, you can get like pneumonia.
Yeah.
It's like these airborne things or these things that just happen in hospitals, and a lot of us are like, but you're in a hospital. How can you get sick after you just got surgery done, and now you're dead?
It's like the most like the worst place for you to be. As long as
know.
you're healthy and able to recover, you should get out of the
Out of there.
hospital.
Yeah, yeah.
Because then you can't, you're less likely to be near all those communicable diseases.
Yeah, before I left New York, I was just brushing my teeth, and my wisdom tooth, the I don't know how the hell it happened, but the cavity, I mean not the cavity, the filling snapped. It just broke. And all of a sudden, I had like basically half of what was my tooth in my hand. So I called. I gotta say, Sachem Dental, yo, Sachem Dental, like Ronkonkoma, awesome. Go there. Um, 15 seconds it took Dr. Weinstein to basically pull my wisdom tooth out. Not even 15 seconds. He just looked at me, he turned around, did this thing, and then like kind of did this movement. My tooth was out. I didn't even realize it. I didn't want to stick my tongue in there because I was like, yo, what if I got corona? What if the coronavirus was floating around in here? So, so even then, he said, listen, you can get amoxicillin,
Yeah.
blah blah, so you don't get infection and all that stuff. And literally the next day, I woke up, had no pain, no swelling, already started healing. Within 2 days, I was already brushing in that area, and now I'm good to go. But I was thinking, even them, and then eventually they said, listen, you guys are not, um, what do they call it? You're not essential. You're not essential. Yeah, they shut them all down. So they have 1 out of 6 or 8 places shut them all down except one, just in case. Um, so like I said, it's just really really cool. But Rizzo, I want to ask you how your folks doing? How's the puppy doing? Sister, everybody, how you doing? You're quiet.
Everything's good now. My whole family's working from home. My dad was essential, and now he's not essential anymore.
Well, your dad's essential to you in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when he's not essential, you out. Doghouse. No, teasing.
Yeah, my dog's fine. Everyone's good here.
Excellent. That's good to
Yeah.
hear. Good to hear. Now, have you been doing any podcasting on your own? Have you been talking to folks, chilling?
I've been podcasting. We've been going everything Statfest. We've been going hard.
Yeah, yeah. So Steve and I, we just did a podcast on that, talking about what the movers are doing, Staff Fest, and all that. So what are you doing? What's your role in the Stat Fest creation at this time?
I think it's like me, Steve, Matt, Kenzie, Ryan, and Tommy. Like we're doing the bulk work. We're just doing whatever has to get done right now.
Okay.
I guess my role right now the most is like just reaching out and talking to people that are interested in investing or sponsoring.
Okay.
It's like the main thing.
That's good to go. That's good because we were talking about how the movers as a community, everyone basically pulling their skills, their talent, their weight, just to make something happen, creating that momentum.
Yeah, no, I feel good about it. I think Statfest is going to be the first and biggest festival of the year.
Well, what is the besides? I mean, the Great South Bay brings in how many people?
Like 7,000, right? Something like that.
An
A
average.
day. Yeah, I think like 5 to 7, depending on the day.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't know even know if they're gonna. They're supposed to be in like July, right?
Mm,
Yeah, it could
yeah.
be. They're right on that edge. I mean, I feel like we're right on the edge even. So I don't. I feel like they probably feel not so good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
See, because even with us for the ISOP Arts Council, when we do the concert in the park, that they used to bring out like 12,000 people, and last year I think they had about 7,500 people that came out, and that's a free concert. You
Hmm.
guys, you guys are doing something. It's Great South Bay, they're doing some. It's ticket sales.
Hmm.
Um, Staff Fest, same thing. Ticket sales because you got to pay for the artists. The artists aren't going to do this stuff for free.
Hmm.
With us, the artists, the orchestra, they're not doing it for free. They get paid because they're union, and
Hmm.
but we're all working together. And again, it's all through donation and grants and stuff like that. That
Sponsorship
the
and
limited amount of grants. I mean, there's not much left anymore, and so the whole my thought was that at certain times of the year, especially something like this, asking for donations not really a good thing. But talking with a few other people, they said, "Hey, all times of the year, it's just I guess it just depends on people's perspective of what's going
Mhm.
on, how sensitive people are. No matter
Hmm.
what, good times, bad times, people are going to be sensitive when it comes to money and stuff like that. But the thing is, when it brings people together, communities, multiple types of communities, multiple peoples, all that kind of stuff, it's always a good thing. I mean, so even $1, $5, $10, or the ticket price,
Yeah.
if it's a four ticket entry, um, and again, it's bringing people together.
I think a lot of people are going to save money because they're not going to be able to go anywhere. So.
Yeah, with South by Southwest canceling, Coachella canceling, Ultrafest canceling. I mean, these things are now 2021 festivals. Of course,
Hmm.
they do bring out quite a bit of people, but I think that also gives opportunities for you guys and for also the concert in the park. If
Hmm.
July is the cleared, that cleared time, then I
Hmm.
think for September, excuse me, we'll already have a few weeks to determine if people can get together in larger,
Mhm. I
Yeah.
think we'll be okay by July. I think it's more just the stigma around large events that won't be okay by that time.
Mhm.
Like they could give the all clear sometime in June and say, all right, everyone's good to go back to events, right? And, but who's actually going to do it?
Well, if depends how hard the news goes on it. If they go hard, like you guys can go out, like we promise, it's gone completely, and they just
Yeah.
go. If they keep pounding it in as hard as they pound in how many deaths and people have it, if they pound in the opposite, then it'll be fine.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Rizzo, you had a great point. You had posted, why don't they give stats on the people who are doing better or who have
covered.
recovered? 100%.
Yeah,
I
like
totally
why not
agree.
have like a
They want
green?
people to take it seriously, I think. They want people to.
Yeah,
Well,
but it's. I mean, you could still show the deaths and stuff, but also show the recoveries. I think it'll make people less scared.
yeah, people need hope, and that gives them hope. I mean,
I think they want to scare us. That's the thing. They want people to be scared. They want people to be like, oh, I need to stay home.
I think there's a line though. I think there's a line between being like you can be informed and make logical decisions. You don't have to be scared in order to do that.
mm,
The powers that be don't trust us to make those decisions.
Yeah,
well, there's
I know
more.
I wouldn't.
Is it because there's more of us? Hmm,
maybe.
You know, but even like this, like I haven't gone to the point where I'm like, is there Corona on this?
You gotta love it.
Huh.
You gotta.
I
Yeah.
mean, this,
Now it's.
Now it's good.
because you're putting it, you're chewing it, is right. It's going into the areas of moisture where that is where this thing gets activated, right?
Mm.
The COVID-19. It's just really messed up. I mean, we know enough, but we don't know enough, and even about other viruses, you know. So
Hmm.
people can continue to get sick. We can't annihilate these things, although I don't think we're going to be annihilated by this. But the numbers are pretty staggering when they're saying probably as up to 200,000 people dying. That is pretty whack.
Yes, that's crazy
Scary.
numbers. And everyone's gonna. There's a good percent. There's gonna be at least half the population that has this disease.
Yeah,
Whether you're feeling symptoms or not is a different story. But I don't know.
Yeah,
You can't change your life completely. I mean, we're already changing it so much. Like you can't not eat. You can't not do these things. It's just eat your food, do your things, keep yourself away from other people, so you don't give it to them if you have it.
yeah, yeah.
simple.
And someone was saying they said we had our Vietnam, we had our JFK, we had our 9/11, and now the young kids now they have theirs, their 9/11, COVID-19. I was like, you know, it's kind of morbid the way you put it that way. I mean, of course.
Yeah.
And people will talk about it. It's going to go down in history, but I don't know if it's the same scale as the 9/11 or JFK being assassinated or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, the world did not stop. People didn't say, "Hey, you got to go." I mean, it was local to New York and Pennsylvania and D.C. and I guess one other place, right? Um, but yet
Yeah,
the whole
Pennsylvania.
the whole world didn't shut down. But this is something, of course, that President Trump said, this is the invisible enemy or something like that. I mean, of course, you can't see it, but like I said, when you realize how vulnerable we all become now, because they're always talking like right here in the eyes, nose, throat, mouth area, that's where in lungs. And what are we doing? I mean, that's how we eat. So it was almost. I mean, it's this. So I guess what I'm trying. I had said this to somebody else. People who are writing stories, movies, things like this. This becomes something that they can write thousands of different, movies off of. Because what I just said about food, right? All of a sudden, people are eating, people are dropping dead because we can't eat through our, we can't absorb anything any other way. Well, I guess we can
Well,
get a needle in our arm, right? But you know what I'm saying. So it is pretty spooky. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Pretty spooky.
you're spooked out.
Not spooked, just concerned. I like drinking hot coffee. What else? What happens if the thing starts to attack the coffee beans? Not good. I'm going to be drinking tea. You know, then my
If it's
voice will be like this. Not good.
if it's
I need. I
over
need.
80 degrees, you're good.
That's true. That's true. I did the joke. I said, yeah, drink. Uh, Chuck and Viper Studios here. Blah blah blah. What did I say? What did I say? Man with a plan, always with a cup of hot coffee in his hand, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
And I'm like, don't worry, hot coffee, it's gonna kill the COVID-19. Okay, all right, it's gonna protect me from it or whatever it is. But
Yeah, I saw something like 80-degree or hotter, like hot water can kill it. Like it's a fragile virus.
thankfully, right?
Yeah,
But
Well, that's weird though, because the body's 98.6.
yeah.
So how does that work?
Maybe it's like because if it's in your gut and you drink the hot water, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Who do you
yeah,
believe? Who do you believe?
well, they said, well, let's say Steve, you sneeze
Yeah.
and you have it, and I'm sitting next to you, like across from you on the LIRR, right on the train. I inhale at the wrong time. It's in me. It's in my throat, in my mouth,
Mm.
whatever. Or it lands on the handrail. I touch it. I eat something with it, right? And I just forgot my thought. No.
Well, then you drink hot water or
Oh,
tea.
yeah. So then you drink hot water and it neutralizes it. It just kills it. That's cool.
That would be great.
But they're
That
saying
would
like
be great.
during the
I don't
winter,
know if that's how it works, but that'd be
yeah.
awesome.
But the fear is like they're saying that during the wintertime, is it going to come back? I mean, if it's there, so maybe let's say it's
I'll get
dead.
it. The
It's
only way
always
to
going
get,
to be here now.
yeah, the only way to get corona is to either get it and then get over it or get a vaccine. Like I mean, that's it.
True.
There's no other options.
That's true. Hey, listen, we got to give a shout out to Zoom.us, right? How many millions of people are using Zoom every day? I'm not getting any money. I might be not
43.
being monetized by this,
We
but
went up. Definitely went up.
43 million.
this is so cool that there's only a few of these delivery services available to the world, and all at one time, everyone, like a lot of people are on it, And so far, I've only had a few little glitches. For the most part, it's been pretty stable, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm
I like
happy.
the audio quality on it too.
Audio quality is fantastic. The concert that just took place in the living rooms, right? That was like 2 days ago, a day ago. Were they
Mhm.
using Zoom for the concert, where they had other, Boys to Men and everybody in different locations doing their thing?
Did they do that? I don't know.
I don't know if it was using Zoom or if they were. Oh boy.
My dog's hearing your dog, and
Yeah.
she's freaking out.
Exactly.
Like, where's that noise coming from?
Oh,
That's probably
see.
somebody close walking their dog by there. We have most of the neighbors around here have dogs. Hey, come here. Everyone wants to see you. Come here, champ. Come here. You're a good boy.
Oh, he's-
You're a good boy. Oh,
So
Aw.
he likes it outdoors. His paws, they're all. But this is a Lhasa Apso Habanese. Ask Champ. Listen, Champ. Say, do you love me? Do you love me? You see the other dogs? You see Steve's dog? Rizzo, where's your pup?
he's not here. I don't know.
We got to do a meetup. Meet up
Oh,
with our
dog meetup?
dogs. That'd be cool.
And the dogs would just look at each other.
I know.
That'd be great.
Do you think they actually communicate with you? Like they look at the screen? I mean, they're colorblind, right?
I was watching the tiger thing on Netflix, and my dog was watching it.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
the
cool.
Tiger King.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know about it?
No.
Oh, Chuck, you love this guy.
What is it?
Yeah.
What does he do?
It's a Netflix documentary about this guy who owns a bunch of big cats. He runs like a big cat zoo.
Okay, I only saw the commercial. I think they had it on television. There's
Oh, he's crazy. He's a real person, this
Yeah.
guy. That's the most amazing part about it.
Is he crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, are they saying that he's like kind of nuts because of how big these animals are? These cats.
He's
I mean,
nuts. I don't know why he's nuts. I don't know the reason he's nuts.
did you watch it, Rizzo?
I watched 2 episodes. I'm on
Yeah,
the
so
third.
you know, like,
Say hi. You gonna say hello?
I don't want to give away
Yeah, don't get it.
thing. I'm not going to give it away.
Yeah, you'll like it though, Chuck.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a purpose. It's not just about the cats. It's like a whole
Right.
thing.
Is it the whole
He's
thing?
panicking, Chuck. Is he all right? What's good with him?
He, I mean, he's a good guard dog. It's like the smallest dogs have the biggest barks.
Mm.
You know, they overcompensate, I think, for their size. So but he's cool. Like he hangs out with us. He's like really really cool. What?
Oh.
Watch this. Who's that? Who's that? Who that? Who that boy? Who's that? It's my wife. She just got home. That's why.
Oh, that's why.
Or maybe Nick went out to ride his bike, something like that.
It's
okay?
7 feet.
Well, see, the moment I put him down, he's gonna start barking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why I gave a shout out to Zoom because they extended the normal 45-minute free web hosting or conference hosting of a conference or a meeting.
Yeah.
They extended it. They said, tell us how much you love it, something like that. So I clicked it.
They do that randomly where they extend unlimited.
But it happened twice today so far, both our calls.
That's
good.
true. It happened to me earlier. It was my first time hosting something, so
Right.
they do it on the first time.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And I've been doing this. Come on in.
Get you to buy it.
He's been fed. Yeah.
And put out?
No, not yet.
If you feed him, he's gonna poop.
I thought it was it all internalizes, and I've been doing podcasts all day. This is I think my 4th or 5th one today.
Really?
I could do
Nice.
this. I could do this. I see why people do this all the time. Get like Joe Rogan. I got the Joe Rogan headphones. Hey, Rizzo, did you pick up your headphones from the shop?
No.
All right, yours are in the back in Unit 3.live.
All right.
So they're safe.
Yeah.
The place is under lockdown, under quarantine. We actually had to quarantine those headphones. We don't know if they have corona or not.
You can't be too sure.
They're Chuck's headphones now.
Yeah, 9/10 of the law. No, they're safe. They're all good.
Cool.
So
yeah.
I'm looking to come back up this week to pick up some equipment, bring it back down south. So I have supply down here.
Okay, good.
Unfortunately, I can't see you guys in the flesh,
No.
but but then I'll stay up there for a couple days and then turn around and come back down because I want to make sure that I kind of self quarantine myself just in case, driving up. But
Yeah.
but I look forward to doing this again. I want to see what you guys are doing. Maybe we can do a sing off or something like that.
Yeah.
Try to get as
I'm
many
down.
people. Let's try to get as many people we can, so that if we can get all the pictures on here at one time, it'll make it look like bees.
Yeah.
You know,
We
kind of
had a
cool.
good one last night. We had like 20 people, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, we had I think we had up to 27 at one point or 24.
Could you see everybody, or was it
They
just?
were they were pretty small, but when they talk, they pop up. So
I see. That's
Yeah,
cool.
or you can set it to gallery view and you can
Yeah.
do like 2 screens. So if it overflows past like 16, I think it goes on to a second.
I see.
Yeah.
That's cool. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I'm going to try to change my back here, virtual.
Oh, you're gonna make your background different?
Check this out.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
What is that?
So you can
It's
change
like
your.
the Wizard of Oz.
You can change your. Oh.
My first.
How do you do that?
Okay. So everyone who's going to be watching, so what you want to do is you want to go all the way to where it says stop video, but that up arrow on the right.
Yeah.
Click that.
Oh, virtual background.
Choose virtual background, and then where it says choose virtual background, that plus. Click that plus. It allows you to then select a photo on your desktop, whatever that may be.
Oh, I don't
Open
have
it.
an i7. I can't do it.
I see. So now my whole face.
Yeah, mine neither. I only have i5.
Me too.
Oh, is that what it is? But
Yeah.
I think it kind of it does kind of forgive and allow you to because that's what it did. That message came up also on mine, and then I was able to do it.
I just tried it and it didn't allow me.
Oh, there you go, Rizzo. There you go.
Oh, it did something?
Steve, try it again. Try it again.
Well, I'm half in the regular world. I'm half in space.
Right, right. So when you get closer, actually, I think when you fall back, you blend in. There you go, Steve. There you go. See? So
I like that.
the pigment of your skin and I guess the background all blends, and so that's what it's basically
It says I'm pink.
chroma keying that. Yeah, it's basically masking you out and putting the picture in front,
Oh.
which is kind of cool. I like this, man. Like I got like I'm the Invisible Man. This actually makes it actually better to actually do a podcast where you can't see the person's face. What do you think?
Yeah, now you can do
It
anonymous.
works better for you, for sure.
Like if you're a DJ.
Look at your hands.
Oh. Oh.
My microphone is gone. Talking on the mic. Pretty cool. It's the new reality.
Just do this for 6 hours. What do you think?
I know. I'm telling you. And if you got paid, that would be awesome.
Entertainment.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. We're getting
good.
paid by the government. Let's do it. Anyhow,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm talking.
So, oh boy, no, I already picked him. Already fed him. I didn't give him a chewy. All dogs, once they get the tasting of the chewy, that's it. Those little soft chews. What's our
Got your attention on the news, Rizzo?
yeah, Rizzo? What's our stats? When you look up, I know you're looking at
No
stats.
stats. It's just Trump talking. He said everything's holding up incredibly well. And it's a sensational job by everyone.
That's good.
It's the same old stuff.
Yeah, the same he's been saying since the beginning.
Yeah.
Just been, but people are calm.
The
You know.
flawless job.
People are calm. That's true. Excellent. All right, fellas. Well, listen, good to see you guys,
You too.
and I can't wait to we can be together in one room together and podcast and do stuff together again.
Me too.
You know,
Yeah, same here.
I feel we're disconnected.
Yeah,
There's too much distance between us.
I know. We need to come together.
We need less than 6 feet.
Lesson.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
We need that.
Excellent. Well, listen, Rizzo on the move. What's your handles? Let everybody know how they can get a hold of you.
It's Rizzo_Moverz with a Z.
And Steve, it's
Steve_Moverz with a Z.
Oh yeah.
and I don't have one yet, but that's okay. Because I'm with
Change
Piper Studios.
Viper Studios. Yeah. Chuckhead
Bye.
Life. Yeah. So, listen, be well, you guys. Take good care of your family and your loved ones, and eat well. Cut down the sugar, Rizzo.
You got it. All right.
You saw me
Okay.
eating out of my backyard.
I know it's beautiful. I loved it.
I'm gonna do a meetup, free. I basically want to do a free workshop where people get to know how to, right? Where we can talk about different things to grow a garden.
That's
And
smart. Everyone should know that.
yo, I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. The the small the smallest amount of work that you do yields basically a whole summer worth of produce. It's
Gardening should be a class in school for
it's
elementary
yeah,
school.
totally worth it. Totally worth it. You know, even those GMO like tomato plants, like a couple of years ago, I was like, yo, I'm not going to do any of that. Um, I'm thinking about once you can actually get them, plant some on the other side, and then plant the non-GMO ones,
See the difference.
and just see the difference, taste the difference. But the cool thing is, man, when you pick these things and you eat them, it's the flavor. You really taste what a tomato tastes like.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, we don't really get. Sad.
Bro,
I might just start crying.
Don't cry.
I'm teasing. Steve, good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too.
Rizzo, keep on the move, bro. Good to see you too.
Always, Jack. I'll see you soon.
One love. You guys see the boys from the Only Love Foundation? Tell them I said hello. And
Yep.
be good next time to have Craig, Angel, um,
Yeah.
Mark,
David.
Dave on there. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Good to have that also. All right.
Let's plan it. Yeah, next time.
All right. Cool. Hey, listen, man. 40 minutes. 41 minutes, Rizzo. 41. We can do it. Huh?
Definitely.
Cover a lot of ground.
I know.
Love you guys.
All right. Love you too.
Talk to you all soon.
All
All
right,
right.
talk to you
Have
later.
a great day. Have a great night. All right.
You too.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Peace.
Bye.